Advanced transcription number 11, speed 100 words per minute, start. Mr. Chairman, the food situation in the country, of course, is serious, and whatever anxiety has been expressed in this house by the honorable members who took part in the debate is absolutely justified. Measures are to be taken to increase the yield from the land and improve the agricultural production. We need to be self-sufficient in this respect because agriculture is our main industry, and if we do not improve it to the extent that it becomes self-sufficient for the needs of the country, of course we will be failing in our duty. But at the same time, we have to see that to meet the circumstances which are prevailing in the country, what have the central government and the state governments done? It is certainly unfair to government if we do not appreciate the steps they have taken to improve the situation. Yesterday, one of the honorable members who took part in the debate made a cursory remark with regard to food situation in Kashmir and said that there was a report of deaths by starvation. I was surprised to hear that. In fact, this report of the honorable member is absolutely baseless. The facts are otherwise. The actual position is last year there was vast destruction of crops by incessant rains, major floods and untimely snowfall. The destruction was so much that we were deprived of 80% of the crops we had in that state. You can very well imagine. Sir, when such a natural calamity faces a state which is already deficit by about 40 lakhs tons of food grains every year, how grave was the situation for the state to face? But the state government and the central government did not lose even a single minute to be on the spot and take every possible measure to meet the situation. We are very much grateful to Pandit Ji, who himself went to the state and flew over the affected area, and to the Prime Minister of the state of Jammu and Kashmir, who went to every corner of the affected area. The result was that 35,000 tons of rice and about 55,000 tons of wheat were allotted by the center to the state. The state government took every measure to deal with the situation, and about 85% of the population was covered by rationing. In almost the entire valley, the ration system was enforced and everybody was supplied the nation. There were, of course, some allegations made against the state government by the opposition parties. An inquiry was made and it was found that all these allegations were baseless and most of them were made on political grounds. The state did not fail to take any measure to meet the situation. It is absolutely baseless to say that any death took place in the state due to starvation. It is because of the measures taken by that state we are now in a position when the harvest year is about to close in the month of October to have a bumper crop. we will reduce the imports from the center this year substantially. But in spite of all this, we are to deal with the food situation with great care and caution. We need finances to improve the conditions, to improve agriculture, and to develop the resources of that state. During the first 5-year plan, the state government had to spend about rupees 350 lakhs on the development of agriculture, and an equal amount, of course, has to be spent during the second 5-year plan period. With this expenditure, what we have achieved till now is that we have improved the irrigation system of that state, and we have been able to bring much of the wasteland under cultivation, and we have increased the yearly yield since 1953 by about 10 lakh tons. We were deficit by 40 lakhs tons of food grains. We have been able to produce 10 lakh tons from our own lands. That means that we have succeeded in reducing the yearly deficit by 1/4. If the central government continues to supply the finances and other facilities which are needed to develop the resources of that state, we are sure that within a very short time we will be able to be self-sufficient and will not have to import any food grains from the center. There is another difficulty that we have to face there. There are some parts of that state where transport is very difficult. We have to send the food grains there and grant subsidies and supply food at cheaper rates. That is also a great difficulty that we have to face. I am sure the central government will continue to help us in granting these facilities to continue the subsidy to such areas. There is one peculiar difficulty for the state that I must mention here. During the British period, there were some arrangements made with the state according to which the state was not entitled to get sufficient water for the canals irrigating its fields. A schedule has been given for the purpose of giving employment to the children with lighter conditions. The children who are employed in such conditions should be given protection. I would like to submit further that the children who are being employed are coming for work because of abject poverty. We cannot all of a sudden eliminate the child labor for the simple reason that about 40% of the total population is living below the poverty line. Therefore, the children who are coming from the rural areas and also from the urban sector are actually helping the family, though they do not go in for education. In such a condition, I would like to tell the Honorable Minister that in the organized sector, this legislation will work well, but if you go to the unorganized sector like the construction, industry and also the agriculture sector, this will not work.